Well, thank you, everybody, and thank you for joining the premiere show of The Girls. And we are here at the top of the 80s in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. What better place to be than at the crossroads of the United States where 80 and 81 cross. And I'm joined by none other than my girls. My girls are Kristen Buczynski to my right. She's our News 13 SSP TV director. And we also have Jeannine Lesante-Mazurkiwecz. She is the greatest salesperson I know. She has been my cohort, I guess, in this particular project for a very, very long time, and we're very happy to finally get it going. And then next to her we have Jasmine Brooks. She's the newbie to the group here, and she also is a news reporter and a fine reporter, as we will find out later in the show. She has a real great package for us to see. But I would also like to thank our live audience who joined us here tonight. Thank you, girls. We're hoping to have a very, very fun time tonight. And thank you for watching us on TV and online. So without further ado, let's get started here with the girls. Jeannine, how are you doing
Well,
tonight?
I'm good. We're excited. We have been planning the shows for a year and years. We were hoping to have Karen Wallace with us tonight. And if you were with us, some of you out in the audience know Karen Wallace. When we first were doing the show, Karen was our very first guest on the pilot show. Yeah. I never did air, but she couldn't be with us tonight, but she is an inspirational mother, and we will be hearing from her in shows to come right here on The Girls. And so we've been in business doing this for 10 years. SSP TV has been working on this.
And for a long time. And Kristen, you've been with us for almost 10 or 11 years, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm in my 10th year now, so I remember back in, I'm gonna say it was probably brought up maybe the first time in 2005, 2006, the idea of doing a girls show, and what a great idea it was. And then I remember when you all shot the first show, and I got to see the pilot, and it was awesome and really exciting. And now I'm so glad that to see it come to fruition after all these years, and bring the perfect combination of girls together, and bring that combination to all the girls that are watching at home, and the guys too. We can't forget them.
Well, some of the local people who watch you on the news are familiar with you as being on the news, and they're going to get to find out some other sides of the girls as well. And we just want everyone watching to know, right? Exactly. But just to let everybody know as well that this show is about you, the girls. It's about you and for you. And so we're going to just have a real good time with it, aren't we, Jasmine?
And I'm not only honored to be on the show, but I think it's something, that is definitely needed in Greater Hazleton. I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate, and hopefully we will say everything that they don't want to say.
That's right. We'll say everything they don't want to say and more, and you're going to agree with us and disagree with us, and we're going to agree to disagree. And I think this is some of the things that we're going to talk about on the show. You actually talk about with your girlfriends, and talk about with your sisters, and talk about with your mother. So it's nice to have audience here that are family and our close friends, and we're very happy to have people that are very important to us and important to our community here tonight.
And
so I thank them
Jasmine
for
said something about being honored to be a part of the show. Debbie, this is your brainchild, this is your idea, and I've seen it go through the years on, and you've added to it all the time, different ideas here and there. So kind of, start from the beginning, when you came up with this idea to do a show like this.
Okay, well, my sisters are here tonight, and my sister-in-laws are here as well, and they know that I've always said from when I was a little girl, I could remember sitting around the table with my mother, and we lived in a row house, so our aunts and our cousins were part of this big extended family. And so, you'd get together and you had the big porch chats, and you had the coffee table chats and whatever. And then my mother became a beautician, so we had more and more women in our life. So we were constantly surrounded by a lot of girls. And it just seemed like no matter what was going on in our lives, if we had any downfalls or we had any doubts of anything, we just got together and talked about it, and it just seemed like we always had this group of people, a support group that was so great. And I think with the way that life has changed now, with a lot of the innovation and people are texting and whatever else, there isn't a lot of contact. So sometimes girls are out there, and I know you probably feel like that, the way I do, that sometimes you feel alone, like you're kind of weird or freaky, like does this happen to anybody else? Or, something happens and what's the solution for it? So, as we grew, my mother was able to talk with our grandchildren then, which was great as well. And so one of her grandchildren, my niece Nicole, used to climb up on her lap when she'd go visit, and she'd say, Nana, let's talk about. She'd say, Nanny, let's talk about. So one of the segments of our show is going to be dedicated to Mom. If you would like to, send any of your questions to us as well, make any comments, because after all, we're all the girls.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as Jasmine said, she's a newbie here, so we're excited to have her along with us. And Debbie, thanks for being the brainchild of this. It's going to be cool to be able to talk to these three girls and all of you watching here and all the people at home about things that especially myself, I don't really, other than my mom, I'm commuting an hour, I'm living in Allentown, I'm working here, I'm raising my son, and I don't have a lot of girls to really talk to. So it'd be really cool to kind of throw things at you and the audience and the people watching at home and see, responses, and then I can kind of take it from there.
And I also think sometimes that people look at other women and other girls, and we have such high expectations of our friends, such high expectations of our family members, and then we put so much burden on ourselves to have that high expectation that you're wondering always, do I do enough? As a mother, do I do enough? You're always guilty in some way.
You do a lot.
Some way or another. So we want to hit on those issues and hit on how it affects you at home, at work, balancing your family life, but balancing being you as an individual, and also balancing friendships and your religion. So we're going to hit on those issues. So I'm really, really, really excied about these first couple shows. We're going to hit on a lot of things.
And hopefully some things that, maybe you don't know about, or maybe you don't even want to know about. But
you're going to know about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be the wow factor.
All I have to say is coming up and is going to be, we're going to be talking about some very interesting topics that I don't think a lot of people are willing to talk about. And also in this age, so much is out there. You turn on the TV and children are growing up so fast that your 8-year-olds and your 9-year-olds are seeing television and content that I didn't watch until I was at least in 7th and 8th grade. So there are issues out there that are exposed already. I think it's our job as young women and as girls to expose those topics, be open with those topics, but in a very professional manner. And I think it's a healthy way of living to talk about them openly, and they're out there already. I want my daughter to know from me about topics that might be hush-hush. I want her to know facts. I don't want her to know the little myths about things. I want her to know facts.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there, Jeannine, but keep up the enthusiasm. When we come back, we're going to learn about coochie cream. Welcome back to the girls. We're so excited to have you join us here. This is our premiere showing. And, we're amidst all the excitement, we do have to take just one moment to recognize the fact that we lost a great legend this week. This week, Joe Paterno passed away. Of course, everyone knows him as Joe Pa. He was the coach at Penn State for 61 years. He was affiliated with Penn State. And, of course, being a legend and having him be so close and near and dear to our hearts. You didn't have to be a Penn State fan. You didn't have to be a football fan. You didn't have to be a fan at all. Everyone, girls, guys, kids, everybody knew Joe Pa because he was like the Pa of the country. So our own girl, Jasmine Brooks, went and visited Hazleton Penn State campus this week. And of course, Jasmine was there visiting and asking some of the students' questions, and you also had some other reactions. Why don't you tell us about that, Jasmine?
Well, everybody had a mixed reaction. Most obviously they were saddened, but I think that they used the whole "we are Penn State," and they actually used that as students. So a couple people repeated that to me and said that they're going to get through it. But the really interesting thing was I talked to Dr. Paul Rhoda. He's an oncologist, and I said, Dr. Rhoda, a lot of people are saying he died of a broken heart, which is that even possible? Well, this is what he said to me, and I wrote this down. It's very, very interesting. He said, patients who are aggressively fighting cancer, okay, and in their mind, I want to get through this cancer, I want to get through this cancer, they tend to do better and fight the cancer. So with all the things that are going around, surrounding Jopa's sickness and illness, like the Sandusky case, of course, what could he have died of a broken heart? What do you think?
Well, it was the first thing I think that my father even said. My dad was a big Joe Pa fan, and as soon as that news broke about him being let go, and my dad said, oh, that's going to kill him, just the news of it, because Joe Pa had the blue running through his veins, the blue and white, and the Penn State was his life. He built the character of the school, he built everything in the school. So the only thing is that everyone thought that everyone felt for him because they knew how much he loved Penn State. But in a report recently, his son made a comment, and he said that Joe Pa wanted everyone to know that he did not die of a broken heart.
My goodness, if anyone's going to die of a broken heart, it's going to be his poor wife, in my opinion.
I mean, and even if, he had high spirits, he's still going to be stressed out. You can't really prevent or stop having stress. And again, Dr. Rhoda said that stress reduces the body's ability to handle the complications caused by cancer and its treatment.
And the kind of cancer he had lung cancer.
Lung cancer,
So
very
lung
aggressive.
cancer is aggressive to begin with. So we just want to send our condolences out to the paternal family, to all the fans, and to just make sure that we did not pass that up here because we are Penn State fans as well and Joe Pa fans. So,
on to the next topic. Let's lighten up the mood here on the girls because we are talking about many, many things. We mentioned before the break that we were going to tell you something that is called coochie cream. Okay, so this is a product that is out, and Kristen's going to tell us all about it. It was brought to your attention really by a man, right?
yeah.
Exactly.
I never heard of it.
I do have to start from me. This is
never heard
coochie
of
cream.
this.
Here it is, here it is, here it is. Okay, basically I was at lunch at work, and one of our workers, I don't even know how the subject came up, but he said, did anybody ever try coochie cream? And of course we all went, what?
Because the things
Coming
we
from a
talk
guy.
about at lunch, some of the stuff we can't talk about on the show, but let me tell you, it gets
cream,
very,
yeah.
I'm like,
it gets very interesting.
Oh, of course, coochie, you relate that to a female. I mean, I don't know, I would, right? So I'm like, how does this guy know about coochie cream? So he went on to say that he was at a party, a special party, and he ordered some because the person who was hosting this party, or the
She's getting all excited over here.
salesperson, said that men should use it too because it's the best shaving cream ever for
And
a
it is
man
safe
or a
to
woman
put on your hands and
because
legs
it leaves
and
no
coochie, apparently.
like shave rash. It leaves none of that behind the burn or anything like that. So he says he got it, he used it, and it was the best thing since sliced bread, he said. So I went on the internet and I ordered it. And I did try it on my legs, and it's awesome. It's fantastic. It comes in different flavors. Yeah,
Flavors?
Different like different like
yeah,
like
Scents,
scent.
different
edible.
scents.
It's
No,
not.
you don't eat it.
Okay.
I have no
Well,
idea.
You're gonna lick the
I don't know,
coochie.
but it's
Maybe
made
they
by,
should put that on the directions, not edible.
It's made by a company called Pure Romance. It was rather cheap actually.
Oh, we're gonna get a case of coochie cream, so we'll fill you in.
Yeah,
girls.
There
and
is alcohol in here, though.
I don't know what's in it.
Sterile
but it works.
alcohol, settle in alcohol.
See, this is a little too, I mean, this is great, but
Fragrance.
I'm very cheap and I use the bar soap and just,
And
and
we're going to
but
talk
that's
about.
good.
We're going to
That's
be
good.
talking about that on an
there are
upcoming show.
But there are
Brand.
some guys though, that have very sensitive skin,
Right.
and like that's exactly what this person told me. He's gonna love
I'll
it that I
stick to
didn't say
my.
his name.
I'll stick to my soaps and
He said he has sensitive
There it
skin.
is, girls. You heard it first here. Coochie
Coochie
cream.
cream.
Coochie
Check
cream.
it out
keep
on the
your,
internet.
Keep your
And
coochie cream.
It's different. It's not like a, like a pump where it like, it's
No,
more
it's not
like a
foam.
lotion.
It's
Yeah,
like a foam gel kind of thing, and I mean, it smells really good. I ordered pear berry, so I really like it. I mean, seriously, they call it coochie cream, so obviously the name's gonna go that wow factor. I'm not ordering coochie
that's
cream.
marketing,
And
so
you know,
we have
me
to
living
do.
with my dad now, I had this in the shower, and I was like,
Well, he could use it to shave.
I was like, I gotta go get that coochie cream out of the shower. My dad's gonna think there's.
But what did your
whatever.
mother say? Because we were thinking, okay, what do we want this on
Yeah.
the show? And we said, should we have this on the show? Shouldn't we have this on the
Right.
show? How do we want to present this? And it is something that women have to do: shave their legs and.
Whatever else they want to shave.
Other
I mean,
areas.
for God's sakes. Let's just
All right.
be honest here.
Well, let's get the coochie out of here. We'll be back. Stay with us. Thank you and welcome back to the girls. We've been having fun here. We've been talking about coochie cream and all kind of other things, and you know what? These girls have no idea, but right now I'm having a hot flash.
It's the lights.
And my secret weapon for it, there's a lot of people out there my age who suffer from these, and a lot of people will say, oh, like they did when I mentioned the hot flash. Jasmine, what did you say to me about a hot flash? What is it? You just get a little warm.
Yeah.
What's hot flash?
No, you don't want to be around. The windows are down and it's freezing, and for the other people in the room. And
it's
and
the
you
surge
don't
of
need it.
heat going through your body as if you're in an oven, and you get claustrophobic, and then I feel nauseated, and then I feel like I'm going to pass out. And anyone who gets them, if you look around at church or you look around anywhere you are in a group of girls and you see someone having one, you feel for them. So I'm going to tell you a couple little things that have helped me. This is an ice gel
I
pack
feel for their families.
that I keep in a towel, and I actually take it to bed with me, and I wrap it in a towel, I put it under my pillow, and I sleep on it all night, so it keeps me nice and cold. Here, hang on to that.
And Dad's freezing in his 18
well,
blankets
Dad's
probably
like way
next
far
to
away.
you.
Then there are a couple other things out on the market which you have to be aware of, but you do have to be also beware of. There are some things on the market that they're going to try and sell you. One of them is called Theracell. I ordered it. I was told about it from a girl at a beauty counter in one of the department stores. She saw me having a hot flash, so she went like this and told me all about it. There's supposed to be 3 different hormone creams. They have little directions on the side when you're supposed to take them, what time of the month. You put them on your wrists and rub them in. So it did work for me for a short time, but that's another thing. Then there's different things in your diet, like stay away from caffeine, stay away from alcohol.
Drink up.
It should taste pretty good. Anyhow, so that's it with the hot flashes. If you're suffering from them, I really feel sorry for you. If there's anything that comes up new, you're going to know about it here on The Girls, because I'm going to find out about it.
No, it's not it about hot flashes.
I have
You don't
some
have no
questions.
idea. You're driving in a car to New York City, and it's 2 degrees outside in January, and you're in the back seat minding your own business, and you see the windows go down, the air on full, and I'm like, am I in a nightmare? Because I'm freezing right now.
Yeah.
Why are the windows down? Her clothes are ripped off like this, and I'm in the back seat with my brother thinking that I'm going crazy because her
well,
clothes
talk
are
to
off,
your father.
and it's freezing out. Oh, it's a hot flash. Feel my back. Feel her back. Soaking wet.
Wow.
Soaking wet. It's something that I do not look forward to going through.
But I think I
not look
don't know.
forward.
I could be wrong. I think I've experienced hot flashes. I mean, is there a certain age you get?
Well,
them? Because I think a lot of people
everybody's
say you get them when you're
hormones,
older,
yeah.
but like I have out of whack hormones, and I
think
always
that's like
have.
a stress attack.
It probably is a stress
That's
attack
different.
because, for God's sakes, am I stressed? But I really think I have hot flashes. Like I'll just like start,
Well,
especially
you're
at
probably
night.
gonna
To deal with your
surges,
thyroid
but in
too.
the
There's
same
different
token,
things that
yeah.
it could deal with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
how
in the
old
same
was-
token, you just have to talk with my husband, because he'll go upstairs
He'll
to go
cry.
to bed, and he could
He'll
see
cry.
his breath. He'll go, and he could see his breath. That's how cold it is. We can hang meat upstairs. But I have to keep it cool, because I said, well, you could put blankets on, but I can't take anything more off.
Like when the kids go
And,
over and they're like, why is it so
it's
why
so
do I
freezing
want
here,
to take my winter coat off
So-
at Nanny's house?
Yeah, but then there's me. I have to go outside on my bare feet in the snow to get cold.
And they're shivering because Nana's having a hot flash, and Alyssa goes, what? A what?
How
All
old were
the
you
fun
when
things of
you
being a
first
girl.
experienced this?
I was about 50, like right almost on the day when I got the hot flash.
And how does it make you feel to know that those expensive creams didn't really do the trick, but then this good old free
Well,
ice
you know
pack
what?
is what helps?
You know what? In the beginning,
We
these
love
little
Dr.
creams
Mafeel.
were doing something,
Thank you,
though.
Doc.
Until Dr. Muir said to me, let me see those things. I took them to my office visit, and he said, well, they probably don't do anything. And right after he told me they don't do anything, that it's probably more psychological, it was like, oh, then it didn't work, because I used to put them on, and it was like, oh, I'm good. I have my little cream, you know.
And we'll
But,
be talking more
yeah.
about your hot flashes, because that's like a whole show, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it
But
is a whole
from
show.
what,
The whole psychological part of certain things that
Which
they
is
try to
kinda
sell you.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Yeah.
great
Oh,
with
yeah.
this stuff until he told me, no, it doesn't really work, and then it didn't work. So,
I-
but one night I had the ice pack out after having a treatment at Dr. Mafeel's. You know, he tells you to put the ice on after the adjustment, and I thought, whoa, boy, I feel really good with this ice pack on. I think I'll just take it to bed with me. So that's been a good thing.
cute, real cute, fast story, because I know we got to go to our next topic. So Alyssa must have been with you when she had one of her her little hot flashes. And then the other day she's like, Mom, I am so hot. She goes, I think I'm having a hot flash. And I said, Godfrey, you're not having a hot flash. You're 8. She was doing cartwheels, but it was so cute. Well, Nanny was having a hot flash, and I think I'm having a hot flash.
Wait, that's my
So I said, go for it, girlfriend. But our next topic, and
yeah, well, you're glowing. I'm over here sweating, and she's over here glowing from her
I am glowing because I got an airbrush tan, spray tanning, and I'm happy to have one of my long life friends here, Danielle Agresta. She's in the audience with us. Thank you for being here, Danielle, amongst the other friends and family here. And Danielle owns South Beach Glow locally, but she had experience across the country. She was in Miami, and she fell in love with this great way of protecting and prevention of skin cancer, and that's airbrush tanning. So good for her, was the first one in the area to open up a place last year or two. I remember her calling me when you came back to the area, Danielle, and she's shaking her head, and she said, listen, I'm doing this spray tanning, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm listening, and I'm going, Then she said, your clothes have to be off. And I was like,
Gucci
and I remember her saying to me, it's very private, and it's worth it, and it saves your skin, because I use, like other people, use tanning beds. And I said to myself,
you were bad
I'm
with
going to
the
try
tanning
this. So
bed.
she's been here, I believe, 2 years, right, Danielle? So it was, now she's grown, and she's going to be on one of our shows.
Let's just compare.
I went, and look at that.
Wow.
It looks so natural.
I mean, you can't compare it to me because you can see my veins.
It's not, it's natural. It is natural, though.
Jasmine,
Like,
you can see
I'm the darkest one on here, but without the tan, but
She
with
is
the
my
tan,
daughter.
yeah. But with the tan, and we only have a couple more minutes, but the reason, the main reason for this is, okay, let's protect our skin. I want to look like my mom at 50 some years old with no wrinkles, right? And how do you protect your skin from cancer? I have some statistics I pulled up quickly with Danielle's help from the American Cancer Society, and it said skin cancer is the most common of all cancers. It accounts for nearly half, that's right, of all cancers in the United States. Melanoma, which we know is the deadliest, the most serious type of skin cancer, will account for more than 75,000 cases of skin cancer just in 2012. And let me tell you, I had a scare back in October, and we always think, and I'm talking to the young girls out there in their teens and their 20s and 30s and 40s, and saying to yourself, it won't happen to me. And it could happen to you. I had a scare in October, and didn't really share it with a lot of people. I found a lump in my breast, needed to get it removed right before the holidays. Found out the Wednesday before Thanksgiving that it was benign, thank God. But I didn't share that story with a lot of people. But I said to myself, you know, is it really worth tanning? I mean, are tanning beds really worth their statistics?
Just because of vanity, because you want to look.
And the bottom line is, people say, you know, if you're tan, you look kind of healthier, more attractive.
On the outside, not on the inside.
But if you want to be tan and you do a spray tan, a lot of people are scared. They don't want to get naked in front of the person. And every time I went to that person, they said, I've seen everything. And they have. And you kind of have to think of it like that. And I think if you haven't tried it, it's worth one try. It can't hurt, you know. And if you don't like it, it's not for you.
You can tan in a tank top. You could tan in shorts. You could tan in whatever you want.
Sounds like a field trip to me.
Oh, we're going. But the most important thing is you know, protecting your skin, skin care and prevention of cancer. That is just, you know, the American Cancer Society, again, saying what do they do about skin cancer, education, advocacy, services.
I had a really good story about
Go ahead, say it real
not
quick.
wanting to be in front of somebody, but I had a home party. Danielle actually come to your house and do tanning at your home, and somebody definitely did not want to do it. Convinced her to do it, and she sent her a private note saying how comfortable she made her feel and how beautiful she felt after the tan. And that's just what you have to keep in the back of your head.
And that's what this show's all about, is any girl out there watching that you're beautiful on the inside and out, no matter what size, what society says, what your personality is. It's be who you are, don't be what someone else wants you to be.
Right.
And this show is for you and about you. So
I can't believe it, but the show's over already. We hate to say goodbye, but we're going to continue on with the party.
Celebrate.
So watch for the next part of the premiere of The Girls.
Thank
we're
you
going
to
to
the
be
top of
here
the
all the
80s.
time. We're going to be here at the top of the 80s. They've given us some beautiful, wonderful, delicious food. We're going to continue on with the cocktails, and they're giving me the wrap-up sign. So
Let's talk
we'll
about
see you
coming
next
up on the
time.
next show.
Bye.
Thank you. Cheers.